Hey, it's Snake. Before this video begins, I would just like to say that I deeply apologize. Who would have imagined that a $65 dumb phone with less resolution than the Logitech C270 that I use for face tracking would provide pixels that are so potato you can almost taste them? So bear with me as you have to put up with the experience that was provided by this phone. It's too late now, you can't go back. You knew what you signed up for when you read the title and saw the thumbnail.
Hey, it's Snake, and this hand cam footage that you're seeing, as well as the audio you are hearing, are brought to you by an Alcatel Go Flip 4. I'll be honest, I don't remember where, when, why, or how I got this phone. But what I do know is the who and the what of this video. The who is going to be me, obviously, and the what is going to be, we're just gonna pick a lock with this and see how horribly mutilated the hand cam footage gets with this phone. Honestly, this phone is like one of the cheapest I've ever seen. I think I had an old LG wine phone that was built better than this thing. So we're gonna use it to film the process of picking open just a fairly simple little lock. This is a PacLock 90A Pro. It's honestly one of my favorite locks to pick, just casually whenever I need something to do. I really need to buy more of these. But this lock has 7 pin stacks in it. It's got an extra long standard driver in the back to hold everything in place and to allow the lock to resist comb picking. And it also has 6 security pins in front of it, which is a mix of serrated pins and spooled pins. It also has a restricted keyway, so you're gonna have a hard time making a copy of this key or impressioning it or anything like that, unless you somehow find a way to source key blanks on, I don't know, the black market or something. And this lock overall is a blue belt rank on the Lockpickers United belt system. So it's only one rank below something like my Medico M3, which I've demonstrated picking in numerous videos past. This Medico is also a really fun lock to pick, but that's not what we're going to be doing today. I've never shown this PacLock 90A Pro on a video, and I don't know why I've taken so long on that. Because again, this is one of my favorite locks that I currently own in my collection, and it's a hell of a lot better, dare I say, than the American Lock 1100 when it comes to actually securing your shit. The big problem with the American Lock 1100 is that a lot of them are vulnerable to the driver bypass attack, where you can just take a bypass driver like this, shove it into the keyway, and because the actuator is disconnected from the core, it gets in between the space and then allows you to twist the actuator without having to turn the core or set any of the pins. Now, a modern solution to this problem is to have a security wafer inside the lock. This thin piece of metal that sits between the core and the actuator and prevents you from shoving a tool in to get the actuator to turn without turning the core first. But even nowadays, a lot of American locks do not have that security wafer. I have about 5 of these American Lock 1100s in my possession, and I believe out of that sample size of 5, 3 of them did not have any security wafer in them. Now, the PacLock 90A Pro, on the other hand, because its core is literally physically inseparably connected to the actuator, it is actually completely immune to the driver bypass attack. I could try doing this and I could crank it a little bit harder and, put some more effort into it. But if I do that, I'm just going to break my bypass driver. You literally cannot use it to get this lock open. And at that point, because it also has a ball bearing locking mechanism that makes it immune to shimming, your only options are either going to be to pick it open or to just cut the shackle and use destructive force on the lock. But we're not destroying this lock today. We're going to be actually securing it in a vise, picking it open, gutting it, and I'm going to show you all what's inside. So we're going to take, what tools do I want to use for this actually? I need to think about that. You know what, screw it. We're going to take this 40 thou pry bar, and I think I want to try using the DeForest Diamond from the Covert Instruments Apex set. Because the DeForest Diamond is supposedly a good profile for open keyway, and even though the PacLock restricted keyway has kind of a paracentric top that causes pry bars to sit at kind of an angle like this, the bottom of the keyway is actually fairly wide open, and it makes it really nice and fun to pick. I really hate paracentric keyways because you just kind of have to twist your pick around the warding in weird ways, and you have to risk it like snagging on the warding and bending out of shape and whatnot. Really good for security, of course, but not very fun for lock sport. So I'm just going to insert this tension tool here, and we're going to just get started. So small clicks out of 1, I think. Nothing on 2, nothing on 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna hold off on doing 7. Let's see. Maybe I need to lift it a little more. Nothing on 1. And I know from having picked this lock like a billion times that the serrateds are going to be on 1 and 4. The feedback I'm getting on this lock is not as clear as I would normally like. Okay, let's just give 7 a try. 7 might be set. I'm feeling a little springiness back there, but not sure what's going on with that one. Small click out of 1. There we go, click out of 2. I think I need a narrower keyway if I want to see the full potential of this DeForest diamond, because it is in 20 thou. Generally, you want to use the thickest pick you can get away with. So let's go up to the 25 thou. This is just a standard medium hook in 25 thou. We're gonna use this same turner because I think I've picked this lock a million times. It's usually using a 25 thou medium hook. Okay, yeah, 1 is binding. I can feel that now. There we go. Thicker tool was the key. Click out of 2. Click out of 3. 4 is binding very tightly. There's a click out of 4. 4 still binding. I think 4 is okay. Let's go on to 5. Click out of 5. Click out of 6. Click on 7. I haven't felt any movement in the core, so maybe one of the serrateds is still binding. Did we drop 7? Yes, I think we did drop 7. I think something in here is binding that I'm not getting. I must admit I am a little bit out of practice as well. Let's see here. I'm gonna turn this back, make sure all the pins are dropping correctly. There we go, that felt pretty good. Really not sure what's holding us up here. I don't know how this lock is managing it, but it's putting up significantly more of a fight than it normally does when I'm just picking it casually. I swear there's no security stand in this thing either. What the hell is going on here? Well, this is how you know a lock is good, is if even a skilled lockpicker like me is struggling. That felt like a good one, actually. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just, like, dropping stuff. Do know that number 1 pin stack can be a tricky one sometimes. I guarantee you we'd be here. Oh, there we go. That was number 4, and we got this thing open. Okay. It is now time for the gutting, provided you will even be able to see any of it, because I have my doubts.
Hey there! Sorry to interrupt, but if you're enjoying what you're seeing, why not like, comment, and subscribe? And if you really enjoy what you're seeing, consider supporting me on Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can watch my videos with these ad segments removed, and get behind-the-scenes insight into my creative process. There are other benefits for higher tiers as well, such as early access to my content, access to an exclusive space in the Snake Stileo Discord server, and your name being displayed in the outros of my videos. A link to support me on Patreon will be in the description. Alright, back to the video.
Alright, I'm gonna take... which Allen key is it? I think it's this one for the shackle retention. No, I think that's it. How can I expect to be a good lockpicker if I'm defeated by an Allen screw? Oh no, we just got it. Okay, cool. So that's gonna be the shackle coming out. Thankfully, this retaining pin is actually not entirely vital, and it doesn't cause the lock to immediately fall apart the moment you get it open. Or, well, it doesn't cause the lock to immediately fall apart if you just unscrew it and then slap it a few times like McNally did to that proven lock. Anyway, now we just stick this down here. There's the core. Yeah, it's a fairly standard aluminum lock body. Pretty solid though. I mean, if you have like an oxypropane torch, this thing's just gonna melt, but stealth is mandatory in some situations, and you want to keep that in mind. Okay, I had a follower in here. Here it is. I think this is the one I want to use. Yep. God, can you even see anything from that? I actually don't know if you'll be able to see anything. All right, so I need to get this C-clip off first. How do I usually go about doing that? I actually don't remember how I go about removing this C-clip most of the time because it's been so long since I've done this. Ah, I have an idea. McNally pick set to the rescue. let's use the cutout on this McTickler to push the C-clip out. Tell me your secret. There we go, C-clip out. Now we just take this follower, make sure the core is at an angle where it won't make a mess. Okay, we're gonna do this here. So that's key pin number 1, key pin number 2 right there, number 3, and finally number 7. Now we gotta get the driver pins out. We have a, what is that? That's a serrated on 1, a spool on 2, a spool on 3, serrated on 4. Kind of wonder if we do need better lighting here. I just noticed that. There we go. Got the lights turned up this late in the video. That's a spool on 5, a spool on 6, if I can actually pull it out. There we go. And finally, our elongated standard on 7, which not only prevents the entire pin stack from being shoved above the shear line so that it resists combing, but it also adds extra compression to the spring, and uneven spring compression in the pin chambers allows the lock to better resist bumping. And we just gotta dump out the springs. Why are most of these springs not coming out? I mean, I guess it's fine. I took a while to come out as well. Oh yeah, I think I have an American lock spring in here because I lost a couple of my PacLock springs. Yeah, I lost a PacLock spring, so that's why one of the springs looks different. I don't know if you'll be able to even see that. And there we go. That is a fully disassembled PacLock 98 Pro. I don't know if this will actually be able to be seen. This flip phone is not connected to my OBS, so I have no way of knowing if any of this is even in frame. But I think we can get started on reassembling it now. And I think I actually want to start with getting the shackle and the retaining pin back in, because that will be kind of a nightmare otherwise. We gotta get those ball bearings in there as well. Oh, that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. All right, now we just gotta get the follower and we gotta put these springs back. Thankfully, these springs are short enough that you can just drop them into the pin chamber like that. They will just cooperate and fall right in, and you don't have to fiddle around with them a whole bunch. Okay, and now comes the tough part. I think the way I do this is, yeah, that's the way it's done. Jeez, it really has been a while since I've reassembled one of these things. Oh, geez. Nope, I am not doing that. It's gonna be a bit of a rough one. I think I've done it. I just need to make sure this serrated pin doesn't go in upside down. That would take away some of the challenge for future picks of this lock, wouldn't it? Okay, we are in the home stretch as far as the driver pins go. Now we just got to put this in, and I just gotta make sure that goes in properly. It does. Excellent. So now what I have to do is get the core back in, obviously, but then after that, make sure that it doesn't snap back into place, because if it does do that, it's going to make this whole process a hell of a lot more difficult. C-clip goes back on, not like that. McTickler to the rescue, and that's where it goes. Okay, that plug is not coming out, and I just have to make sure not to turn it upside down to the point that the pins fall out. Let me get those ball bearings out of the way so that I can fit the core like that. Ah, okay. That was much easier than I was expecting. All right, well, it won't lock again because the core is turned, but if I just compress the shackle and turn the core back, we have a fully reassembled PacLock 90A Pro, just like that. I mean, this lock wasn't really what this video was supposed to be about, was it? It was more about the camera on this Alcatel Go Flip 4. This thing only does up to 480p resolution. Like, the camera on an old iPhone 8 or an iPhone SE2 would absolutely destroy this thing. And it has a better microphone, probably. So if you're gonna get a phone and you want it to actually be capable of doing something, don't cheap out on like the latest cheap thing. Just buy like refurbished or something like that. I mean, you don't even need the latest tech like I've got over here, you know, with this phone that I've had for, oh my God, it's been like 3 years at this point or something like that. I got this thing back in 2023 and it's still going strong, by the way. So yeah, that'll be about it for this video. Hopefully your eyes and your ears have been able to endure everything up to this point. But yeah, really cheap phones like this that are like less than $100, don't do it, please, for everyone's sake. Because this is the type of stuff that just ends up in the landfills and whatnot. I mean, if you watch Dang Pods, you would probably know all about that. But yeah, that'll be about it for this video, I believe. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will talk to you all later.